cut. Her appearance at the Colonial left an impact on the game of golf.
This has been a great week, and I've enjoyed every moment of it, but I'm thankful for it, but I got to go back to my tour where I belong.
16 hours a day for 2 weeks, crews worked to turn Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton into a hockey rink. The purpose? The Heritage Classic.
I guess this is what this weekend's all about, is just enjoying the game of hockey and the roots of it.
Well, it's a bit of a surreal experience.
The Megastars game featured 2 Hall of Fame teams, but the spotlight was saved for Wayne Gretzky. And Mark Messier, the lone NHL player who joined his former Edmonton Oilers comrades in the Megastars game. But with heavy snowfall and extreme cold, playing both games was in doubt. But play on they did, and in the most unlikely of scenarios, Ken Lindsman and Marty McSorley provided the offense, while future Hall of Famers provided the snow removal. With exceptional play from Grant Fuhr and Bill Ranford, the Oilers pulled off a 2-0 victory.
Really feel like we were 10 years old. Yeah. But the legs of 50 years old.
Maybe 60.
We played old-fashioned Oiler hockey, 2-0 shutout.
It was time for the current NHLers to step onto the ice. Game time temperature dipped to -20, and players did their best to stay warm. The Habs jumped out to a 3-1 lead.
And here's a break set for Ian Zetnik. Scores!
And Jose Theodore and his Toque held off the Oilers and captured a 4-3 win. The first outdoor regular season game in NHL history was filled with many lasting images that will stay frozen in time.
That was pure Canadiana. From the Heritage Classic to Classic Duthie. Every year, James looks for the bizarre in the world of sports.
Actually, he is the bizarre. Here it is, the good, the bad, and the Duthie.
It's time for TSN Dance Party Mix 2003. Are you ready to groove?
Never give up! Never give up!
Imagine if you'd won a cow, like tennis player Roger Federer did. How would you mount that? Talk like that will get your tongue ripped out. Mascot abuse, 2003's most disturbing trend. Example 2, watch Randall Simon of the Pirates during the weenie race in Milwaukee. There's nothing sicker than seeing a sausage getting whacked. Chicago Cubs fans still want to whack Steve Bartman, currently in the Witness Protection Program. This guy didn't interfere with a player when he made his grab. No, he got in the way of someone much scarier. An angry senior with a cane. I hate going on dates with Jimmy. He's all hands.
Never give up!
To golf, little Ian Woosnam on the tee. Desperately needs to make something spectacular happen. Oh my, that's looking... Oh, it's... in the cup! More ball meets glass. Dad, I'm hot. Could you roll down my... Forget it. Don't you hate it when bird droppings hit your car? Not as much as birds hate it when your car hits them. Amazingly, the bird lives. Okay, not really.
Bondo doesn't stick to what was on there.
Another trend of 2003, athletes with second jobs. Jerome McGinley, human billboard. Or slugger-turned-skater Carlos Delgado, down swinging.
The only ice in Puerto Rico is in my fridge.
And you've heard of J-Lo? Here's G. Laro.
Don't be fooled by the voice that I got. I'm so George's Larock. Remember that?
Not quite like that. More moonlighting. Allen Iverson working the drive-thru at Taco Bell.
Oh, that's all they get. You always get extra miles up.
Stick to your real job, Alan.
You know, we can be cruel. Martin Brodeur makes thousands of great saves a year. We show this. Oopsie. PGA pro Steve Elkington with what we here at TSN call a Dutchie. He feels silly. So does Jack Cust of the Orioles. Could be the tying run in the 12th. No one covers home. He's gonna shame his family.
The game is over. Oh my, what an ending.
But Ruben Rivera is about to out-jack Jack. Don't tag up, run through the sign. Ruben Kincaid could run the bases better.
He's out by 5 feet at the plate.
But we thank Ruben and all of you who made 2003 good, bad, and tasty.
Still much more to come on SportsCentre Year in Review. The city of Vancouver wins gold in its bid to host the 2010 Winter Olympic Games.
and tragedy in the hockey world as both a current and a former National Hockey League player lose their lives in separate car accidents.
While other stores have sales all the time, at Moore's, we offer low prices all year long. So when we do have a sale, our prices are even lower. Right now, over half our suits and sport coats are on sale, plus hundreds of pants, sweaters, shirts, shoes, and outerwear, all at big savings, which means the only way to beat a Moore's price is at the Moore's year-end clearance sale. Well made, well priced, well dressed. Moore's.
The dentists at Oral-B are on a mission to protect your teeth and gums. Their ultimate weapon? The Oral-B 3D XL. The only toothbrush to combine a high-tech head like professionals use with a pulsating 3D motion. It cleans below the gum line, preventing and even reversing gum disease. Mission accomplished. Now, is it any wonder more dentists prefer brushing with the Oral-B 3D XL? Brush like a dentist.
My name is Butch.
Tina.
My nickname is Bobo.
I'm Greer.
I love to travel.
Good food.
I love ice cream.
Music. Rock and roll.
I pretty much listen to anything.
Country music.
Just not country. I love Broadway musicals. Dancing's the best. I've never been to a club.
You definitely don't want to see me dancing.
Esquire. All right, that's it. I've had it.
For the first time ever, the United States has become the first nation to walk on the moon.
Houston, I'm just gonna try and get this golf ball. Huh?
Uh-oh. Ottawa, we have a problem here.
I am Canadian!
Sorry about that, eh?
Coulomb vers Crosby, de derrière le filet Crosby.
September headlines.
Baltimore Ravens running back Jamal Lewis breaks the NFL single-game rushing record with 295 yards on 30 carries against the Cleveland Browns. Lewis earlier in the week had promised a new mark if given the ball 30 times. First baseman Carlos Delgado becomes the first Blue Jay to hit 4 homers in a game and just the 15th major leaguer all-time to accomplish the feat.
October headlines.
The Canadian women's soccer team makes a remarkable run at a World Cup title, falling in the semifinals to Sweden. They would later lose the bronze medal to the United States. CFL Commissioner Tom Wright saves the first of 2 troubled franchises by unveiling Bob Young as the new owner of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. He would later find stability for the Argonauts as Howard Sokolowski and David Cinnamon are introduced as the new owners in Toronto. During Game 3 of the American League Championship Series, Pedro Martinez threw 72-year-old Don Zimmer to the ground after both benches cleared. The Yankees bench coach charged after Martinez as both teams came onto the field. World Series MVP Josh Beckett tosses a 5-hit complete game shutout as the surprising Florida Marlins knock off the New York Yankees in 6 games to win their second title.
The 21st Olympic Winter Games in 2010 are awarded to the city of Vancouver.
Canada Day might be the 1st of July, but it was the 2nd of that month when a nation rejoiced with the news that the Olympic Games would be returning to Canada.
Yeah, baby! Vancouver all the way!
Vancouver 2010 was more than 5 years in the making, as a dedicated team spent the last half-decade turning this dream into reality.
We just won the first gold medal for the 2010 Winter Olympic Games, and it feels great.
It is a great victory, and we're all very happy. I want to assure everybody that the Games in 2010 will be a fabulous success.
When it came time for the final presentation, Canada had an ace up its sleeve, or rather a loonie in its pocket in what has become a bit of an Olympic tradition. Lady Luck was smiling on Canada as the city of Salzburg, Austria, thought to be Vancouver's main rival, was eliminated on the first ballot.
We want the Games! We want the Games!
The decision came down to Vancouver and Pyeongchang, South Korea, which had surprisingly fallen only 3 votes short of hosting the Games in the first ballot. However, once all the votes were tabulated, Vancouver was awarded Canada's third Olympic Games.
In British Columbia and in Canada, we believed in ourselves, and we made the world believers in Canada and in British Columbia.
This was supposed to be a year to remember for Danny Heatley. He was coming off an 89-point season. The Thrashers as a team were on the rise, and he was thought to be one of the kids who would grab a spot on Canada's World Cup team. Then tragedy struck. Heatley, along with his friend and teammate Dan Snyder, were driving in Atlanta when Heatley lost control of his car. Snyder was killed while Heatley is still trying to recover.
September 29th at 10:30 p.m., 22-year-old Danny Heatley lost control of his Ferrari and crashed into a brick pillar and iron fence. Heatley wasn't injured seriously, but his teammate, Dan Snyder, was thrown approximately 30 feet from the vehicle. Snyder was taken to hospital in critical condition with a fractured skull. Tragically, Snyder never regained consciousness, and 6 days later, as a result of complications due to serious brain injuries, Dan Snyder died at the age of 25.
I knew it was going to be tough. I mean, we won 2 championships together, so it's tough.
The best thing I can say about Dan Snyder is I don't know anyone who didn't like him. That says a lot.
At this time, Heatley is charged with vehicular homicide. With the encouragement of the Snyder family, the Thrashers played their home opener against the Columbus Blue Jackets.
It'll be in our minds. Tonight will be difficult.
With heavy hearts and their thoughts on both teammates, Atlanta pulled out a remarkable 2-1 win, and the game puck went to the Snyder family.
It was emotional, and you know, but when he had the scar on his mouth, you know, it was really, that's Dan Snyder, and he gave us a little laugh on the ice, and a couple of chills went through the body.
Snyder was a super special person, and touched a lot of people's lives, and he's sorely missed.
Immediately after the game, Heatley joined his teammates and traveled to Elmira, Ontario for Dan Snyder's funeral.
I never thought it'd be burying one of my players.
The Snyder family demonstrated incredible strength and expressed forgiveness towards Heatley.
We want you to know that we do not lay blame on Danny Heatley for the accident that took our son from us.
The healing had just begun when the hockey world was shaken by another tragedy on the road. Chicago Blackhawks legend Keith Magnuson was killed after the vehicle he was a passenger in crossed into oncoming traffic just outside of Toronto. The car was driven by former Toronto Maple Leaf captain Rob Ramage. Ramage, who suffered non-life-threatening injuries, was charged with impaired operation causing death. Magnuson played his entire career with the Blackhawks and was an intimidating presence on Chicago's blue line. He would also coach the club for 1.5 seasons. Keith Magnuson was 56 years old. Some stories and memories you like to relive, others you certainly do not. Danny Heatley continues to recover emotionally and physically.
That's right. Rob Ramage as well, recovering from his injuries, and he now waits for his day in court.
The countdown is almost complete on the SportsCentre Year in Review. We'll unveil the top story from 2003.
You voted. Now it's time to show you your choice for the SportsCentre Performer of the Year.
Pavel Datsyuk in the clear all alone. Oh, what a goal!
As well, we'll run down the top plays and give you your pick for Play of the Year.
What keeps you going? Drive, determination, Vector. With protein, carbs, and over 20 vitamins and minerals. Vector. Fuel up.
Meanwhile, at home...
Hey, beat a squirt. So, you want something to drink?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'll go get that.
Okay.
You're cheating hard. It'll make you leave.
Where's Kelly?
She had to go.
Linksys wireless media adapters share photos and music from PC to TV.
Every piece has its purpose. The Element from Honda.
Today, the tradition continues on TSN as Canada goes for gold at the World Junior Hockey Championship. Get into the action as Canada takes on Finland. TSN Today.
November headlines.
Pat LaFontaine, Grant Fuhrer, Brian Kilray, and Mike Ilitch are inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. Mark Messier records point 1,851 to move into second place on the NHL's all-time scoring list, behind only Wayne Gretzky. Outstanding player Jason Tucker caught 2 touchdown passes as the Edmonton Eskimos beat the Montreal Alouettes 34-22 in the 91st Grey Cup. The Laval Rougeailleurs and the St. Mary's Huskies reign as university football champions, winning the Vanier Cup 14-7. Eric Gay finishes second in the men's downhill, becoming the first Canadian to ever reach the podium at Lake Louise.
December headline.
Brett Hull moves into third place on the NHL's all-time goal-scoring list. His 732nd goal puts him one ahead of Marcel Dion. Only Wayne Gretzky and Gordie Howe have scored more. Vitaly Klitschko knocks out Canadian Kirk Johnson 2 minutes and 54 seconds into the second round of their fight in New York. Almost 2 years after the Salt Lake Olympics, Canadian cross-country skier Becky Scott has been awarded the gold medal after positive drug tests on the first and second place finishers.
Which brings us to our top story of 2003, Augusta in April, the epitome of the agony and the ecstasy. Mike Weir led after 36 holes, but a 75 on Saturday dropped him 2 strokes behind the leader, Jeff Maggard, heading into Sunday. Now, the lefty from Brights Grove, Ontario, no stranger to the come-from-behind victory. Weir had previously won 5 tournaments when trailing heading into the final round.
You told me at the beginning of the week I'd be 2 back and a chance to win. I'd be happy with that.
Jeff Maggard and Mike Weir making their way over to 1. His first ever major champion.
Put the iron into the bunker, the ball ricocheted into the lip, hit him in the chest. 2-stroke penalty. And Weir now has the lead.
This for Eagle to take the outright lead.
The first time I really watched the scoreboard was on 13. I saw where Len had birdied 16 to get to 8 under, and at the time I was 5.
Just a tremendous birdie 4 at 13. He gets to -6. This is anything but over.
Struck it nicely. Yes! 3 to play, and we have a tie.
Birdie to win. Gotta go. It's gotta go.
Mike Weir has a good 6 feet left for his par.
That was the biggest putt of my life. I wouldn't wish that putt on anybody. You cannot believe how nervous I was.
Oh, yes. What a stroke. Well, we are playoff bound again at Augusta.
Unfortunately, when I saw what Lenny was doing to try to get my mind focused on what I had to accomplish out there, he played a great round, and unfortunately what happened there.
Just 2 putts away from the green jacket.
It's a pretty special moment. I just wanted to hug anybody who was close.
The green jacket is going north of the border. Mike Weir has won the Masters.
This win is a win for me and my family, but it is a big win for Canada.
When we come back on SportsCentre Year in Review, your choice for the SportsCentre Performer of the Year.
And we've got the best of the best from the past. past 12 months. Unbelievable! It's our Plays of the Year and our viewers' #1 pick.
Mount up. We got the call.
SWAT, the DVD you've been waiting for, is finally hitting the streets, armed with tons of special features and action-packed firepower.
Tell Daddy how you want it.
SWAT.
Nervous?
If I were, I wouldn't tell you.
Buy it Tuesday on special edition DVD.
While other stores have sales all the time, at Moore's, we offer low prices all year long. So when we do have a sale, our prices are even lower. Right now, over half our suits and sport coats are on sale, plus hundreds of pants, sweaters, shirts, shoes, and outerwear, all at big savings. Which means the only way to beat a Moore's price is at the Moore's year-end clearance sale. Well made, well priced, well dressed. Moore's.
The 2004 Toyota 4Runner. Where will it take you?
Tonight, Molson Canadian Leaf Hockey is on TSN. Brian McCabe and the boys travel to the Big Apple to take a big bite out of the Rangers. Molson Canadian Leaf Hockey, TSN tonight.
SportsCentre 2003 Year in Review is brought to you in part by Toyota 4Runner. Where will it take you? And by Mexico, closer than ever.
It is very difficult to compare eras or years, but 2003 will go down as one of the best ever for Canadian athletes. If there was a stage, they shone. Eric Gagne was perfect for the Dodgers, winning his first ever Cy Young. Mike Weir became the first Canadian to win a major. Perdita Felicien was the best in the world, as was Cindy Klassen and Paul Tracy in their respective sports. But only one can be the Vector 2003 Performer of the Year, brought to you by Vector. Fuel up. In a very close vote, the SportsCentre Performer of the Year, as chosen by you, the viewer, is Mike Weir. Weir became the first Canadian to win a major championship in PGA history. He won 3 times and earned almost $5 million to finish 5th on the PGA Tour money list. Weir getting 45% of the vote, while Eric Gagne had 43%. Joining me now is the SportsCentre Performer of the Year. Congratulations, Mike.
Thanks, Darren.
Mike, when you look back at 2003, especially the way things went in 2002 for you, did you ever envision all the success you would have?
Well, I will say, you know, I did envision it. I did. You know, sitting back last year when I was off for so long, you know, I had 3 months off and sitting watching the Tour Championship where I was defending champion. You know, watching these late season events and not being part of them and seeing my world ranking slipping, I was very motivated, very determined to get out there and have a great start to the year, which I did. I didn't think it'd be that good, but you know, I knew I was going to play a lot better than I did last year, and turned out to be a great year.
Mike, it's hard to captivate an entire country, but you managed to do that on a Sunday in Augusta. When you look back at the Masters and everything that transpired during the course of that tournament, do you still look back with a certain amount of disbelief?
You know, in some regard I do, but I believe it. And, you know, I always felt like I would do it. I mean, it is, in my opinion, you know, the greatest tournament in the world. And, you know, the way Sunday turned out, you know, not making a bogey there and having to make some big putts and some big shots down the stretch, yeah, I really couldn't have scripted it any better. And, you know, fantastic feeling to win a tournament when it's all on the line like that.
Well, thanks very much for this, Mike. It was a pleasure watching you.
Hey, thanks, Darren. Appreciate it.
I'll tell you what, it was tough this year trying to figure out just exactly who was going to be the Performer of the Year, because you had so many outstanding athletes, not only Weir, but Gagne and Perdita Felicien, like we had said, and Paul Tracy. It was a banner year for Canadians.
It sure was, and that putt, of course, is probably the defining moment of sports this year for Canadians. But as far as performances go, it's a little consolation there. Gagne, you couldn't have asked him to be any better. The guy was perfect.
Yeah, he really was, and he got the Cy Young because of it, and the vote, I think, represents just how tight it was between the two individuals. You know, to another category that you guys had a hand in choosing, we thought we would save the best for last. the plays of the year.
That's right, all those plays that made you just beg for a slow-mo replay, but first, some of the ones that didn't. We love you, Ozzy. We just don't want to hear you sing again.
One, two, three, and let's go out to the morning. Let's go out to the road. I'm on TV. Look. Wow.
And it's tipped up in the air, and Jared Vicious comes down with it himself. Up top, Ben Cahoon!
Unbelievable. Left hand stopped it. Left hand grabbed it. Right hand didn't even play today.
They go long for the first time for Harrison. Oh, my Lord! What a catch!
Take me in.
I just profess my love to you forever and ever.
Hold on a second, Brian. There's a ground ball is short. Boone, a great stop. And backflips unbelievably. And yes, Aubrey out. Okay, go ahead.
Brian Giles just made the catch!
Wayne Madoff in the sixth, trying to go round the horn. 1, 2, up, move it, enough, bounce off for the win.
Are you crazy?
I'm questioning. How many times do I have to go through this crap?
Yes! Serving up a facial on the elbow.
Time now for the top 5 plays of the year. Number 5, J.S. Giguère.
Here's Brunette. Couldn't get it on a stick in front. Gabrick. Oh, how did that stay out? Gabrick with a gaping net. I think it was Giguère. Unbelievable.
Number 4, Randy Moss.
The time running out here in the first half. All kinds of time. Going to throw it deep for Moss. Pulls it in at the 10-yard line. Flips it over his head. This is a touchdown.
Number 3, Pavel Datsyuk.
On it is Brett Hull. And Brett Hull a perfect feed. Pavel Datsyuk in the clear all alone. Oh, what a goal! Oh, put that in your highlight reel, Bank. Pavel Datsyuk, his second of the night. Did he pull that string?
Number 2, Maxim Afinogenov.
Looking for the pass and gets it. And again, couldn't get the shot away. Now he does. He scores! Holy mackerel, roll the highlight film. Maxim Afinogenov. What a move. Buffalo's on the board, trailing by 1.
And finally, the top play as voted by you, Sidney Crosby.
Coulomb vers Crosby. Derrière le filet, Crosby.
Well, what a shot. We may be seeing more from that kid maybe in another year in review.
Yeah, I think he's got a chance. Thanks for watching this show, folks. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you again next year.